Hi everyone, welcome to episode 1 of me, Robert Lewis. You'll normally know me as the host of the ClubRacingUK Podcast. I've been racing this old girl since 2016 now in various different specs. So obviously you've seen Steph's take with the Mini, you've seen Nick's take with the Vectra, and now this is my series to see how I get on with the Focus this year. So let me talk you all the way through it. Right, so I'll start off a bit with the car. The car originally was a road car, a 52 plate Ford Focus ST 170, which I bought around 2016 and built it to what was then the Pre05 Production Touring Car Championship. So very basic setup. We could upgrade the suspension, we could upgrade pads, discs, and it was effectively standard ECU, standard engine power, all on Toyo control tyres. Some great days back then, great days. We're up against 206s, Clios, you name it. So we ran that sort of 2016 to 2017, and then being the sort of, as you can see, we're in a garage, so the budget isn't that big. There's no one building the car for me, all the work's done by myself. So at the end of 2017 we took a step back, we got some good results, we did get some trophies, got some podiums, and we wanted to add a bit more breathing power. So we got the engine rebuilt by MJA Race Engines and added a few other lovely trick bits into it as well to see what's going on. Like the brakes, like everything like that. And that's what this series is going to be about. So this year we're doing the Modified Ford series. So really we're going to be documenting that in this next series as well. So we hope you'll be able to join us and watch the fun along the way. So I just want to take a minute and talk you through what we're doing with the car this year as well, and also talk about some of my biggest supporters from last year that really helped me through. And we've got them on board again this year, which is fantastic. But as for the car, as you can see, we take the lightweight door off anyway. I've only got a single garage, but we've got new wings going on. The old one's got a bit battered. New oil pressure gauge has gone in. We've got a new windscreen that we're fitting, which is a heated screen as well, which will please some people. I think the main bit that actually turned up this weekend is we've got a new diff to go with the new gearbox. So we've got a new 5-speed gearbox going in as well, as we previously said. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, so we've got lots to do and not a lot of time to do it in, and Brands is in the middle of April, so I best crack on. We did have a lot of fun times in this seat last year, especially with AJ and Nick at the co-driving seat as well. Both of them did a really good job, and there was a lot of special people that helped me stay on the grid last year, and a lot of special people that gave me the impetus to keep going, because last year was tough. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was tough, but I mean, number one out there, and I will sing their praises until the sun comes down. It's Icon Events, Paul Harvey and Sam Pearce. When your head's down and you need a bit of geeing up, Icon came through for me. We booked a track day at Snetterton about halfway through the year, and we just had a really good day going through the car, pushing me, and I really needed that. And luckily enough, Icon are going to be staying with us for the foreseeable future, so you're going to see Icon Events branding featuring heavily on the car. My sister, who's funnily enough behind the camera, she had absolutely no input. She's just a bit of a fangirl, really. You can cackle all you want, Emma, it's going in. It's going in. Action! And, you know, Solar Motorsport, they helped out with a few bits and bobs, parts-wise, and the trailer. So, you know, thank you to Phil for that throughout the year. AJ and Nick as well were great teammates. We did have a laugh, especially AJ. The last 3 rounds, you know, we had some tough times at Alton, especially when we couldn't even make the race after the damage that was caused to the car, with a few unfortunate incidents. But the aim for this year with the modified Fords is we want to enjoy it again, go out and enjoy our racing. We'll make the car even quicker. We know where we've got to improve, fix everything. So we've got the diff, we've got the final drive coming, and we think that's what's really going to piece this car together, is with a decent gearbox we can go even quicker than we did at Brands. And with that as well, through Icon events, Sam Pearce Motorsport stepped up to help us at the end of last year, and offering a lot of setup advice and changes we can make to the car to make it a bit more to our liking. And we took his advice on board, and at Brands, both me and AJ got our personal bests at Brands. Although the result isn't what we wanted, I was really pleased with how we were driving the car, and we know we can go even quicker, even before the gearbox issues. So all positive moving forward. So one of the things we did with the car, obviously, when we put a bit more fire in its belly, she runs about 205 brake horsepower. So it's got uprated cams. The engine is built, as you can see, by MJA Race Engines, based up in Bromsgrove. They're actually currently building the mini engine. So it's got uprated cams. It's had a lot of head work done to it. We've got the standard 421 branch manifold that comes standard on the car. And we added bike throttle bodies on it. So these particular ones are off my brother-in-law's crashed GSX-R 1000. We added Honda S2000 injectors as they're completely swap into them as well. So that's about 360cc injectors. It still stays as a 2 litre. It's a standard bottom end, but everything's been lined, everything's been balanced, and the crank's been knife edged as well to give it that throttle response. And we've also got a billet flywheel. Now, one of the things we're going to be vlogging about in the next couple of weeks, we're actually changing the gearbox over the winter. The one thing that we found when we did Track Day Championship last year was the gear ratio just wasn't, the gearing wasn't right. We've got a 6th gear that we don't use. We've only got a helical diff in it as well, and now we've got to grips with the car. We want to push it that bit further and get the good lap times in. We're doing 57s at Brands Indy, which isn't too bad, but we want to push it up there and go a bit further this year. So that's one of the things we'll be covering in future episodes. So as you can see as well, we've got the brake reservoirs up there. We've got a pedal box in the car. We've got brakes on the front from a Mark 1 Focus RS, so they're 4-pot Brembos on the car. And the rest of the car as well, we've kind of put our own flavour into it, and we've kind of made it a bit more bespoke. We've got a nice Fiat Uno turbo windscreen wiper on there, of all things, and lots of other little bits on the car just to make it look a bit more racy as well. Nice AirTech tank, uprated coolant hoses, which we definitely needed last year after all the coolant issues with that, but that is for another episode. So yeah, that's a quick look at the front end of the car. That's pretty much going to be us this year. So we're going to be racing with Icon Events, Sam Pearce Motorsport, ClubRacingUK, of course. So yeah, thank you for watching the first episode of The Focus. We've got a lot of work to do, so we'll try and keep you updated on that as well. And don't forget to check out ClubRacingUK on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Pretty sure we're on TikTok now as well, I think. And check out Rob Lewis Racing as well on Facebook, and myself, Robert Lewis Racing, on Instagram as well. So yeah, and thank you again to everyone that supported me throughout last year, and we look forward to seeing you at the racetracks again this year. We're really looking forward to it, and hopefully a bit less mishaps going on this year.